Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, trying game number 6. This time we're going to try Germany, playing as Frederick. The goal here is to try something a little bit different. We're going to be Pangea again this time. I haven't really been enjoying the naval maps too much, so we're going to try more of the land-based stuff. And I'm going to try a wide empire this game. The last couple games we've been going primarily tall, like few number of cities, been trying to grow them as much as possible. Goal this time is going to be to do a little bit more of a smaller cities, but wider, more of them.
The Stone Age. To man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Heroic Frederick, King of the Germans. Your task is to forge the independent states that surround you into an empire. You are blessed to be a great military leader. Use those skills to bring these cities under your sway, so that they may develop into commercial and industrial powerhouses. Surely then the bards will sing of mighty Frederick with the red beard, the great Holy Roman Emperor.
Seems like a couple bonuses that might come into play here. The first of these, Holy Roman Empire, is possibly useful. If we want to take a city-state that's in the middle of our lands, that seems like a good city. This will give us some early bonuses to it. I'm not expecting that to be much of a problem, so the bonus is probably relatively minor here, but maybe useful. Free imperial cities also seems quite nice here. Right now, your districts, the number of districts you can build are limited on population. This lets you get around that by getting one extra district for the amount of population you have, which if you're trying to do a bunch of cities that won't grow quite as tall as the other cities, that seems like a pretty useful bonus. And then having a unique production building, unique production district sounds like something that I would like to play around with too. So we're going to try this, see how it goes. As always, these games are totally, I want to say live, but it's not quite the word that we're looking for. I don't do any loading for better lands or that type of stuff, so what you're seeing is what we get in terms of where we spawn. That's interesting. So these are as good as salt. Then it looks like if these were, I wonder if it can spawn on grassland. Because if it spawns on grassland, it'll be a 2-1-1 tile that improves to a 2-2-1 tile. This is a 1-2-1 tile. It's not too bad. When you improve that, it's going to be up to 3 hammers. Alright, let's take a look around with this. Where are we thinking of settling, I guess is the first question. No great options, honestly. A great option would be a Plains Hill. Those seem to be the best settlement options I've found yet. But we are looking around. We have stone immediately adjacent to us, we have sheep immediately adjacent to us, and we have gypsum not too far away, so that's interesting. I would like to work both of these at some point in the game, although one food means early game it might not be too possible. More gypsum over here. That's 4 gypsum. That is a hell of a lot. More stone over there. It's kind of interesting. So what we're trying to do is we're going to try to do a lot more cities than we normally do. We've been doing 3 or 4 in the last couple games, just as we learned the game. I'm going to try something more like 6 or 8 this game, see how it goes. So one of the things we need to be conscientious of is where we're settling, so we make room for other cities. Now, not a lot of information on turn 1 here, so it's not very easy to make that decision. But here's what I'm thinking about right now. 1 to the east gives us 3 grassland hills. Grassland hills are 2-1 tiles. After you plunk a mine on them, they're 2-2 tiles. That's not too bad. Although it does screw up our potential adjacency bonuses for things like an aqueduct, although we're going to be on the water, so it's not such a big deal. But moving also over 1 allows me to settle if I wanted on gypsum, maybe 1 down. I can already settle 1 down if I wanted to, which would be kind of good. Another river city. Still getting that freshwater housing bonus. Still getting a lot of these resources over here. I kind of just need more site, quite honestly. It seems unlikely that I'm going to want to settle directly on the luxury. It's a very good tile. If this was a poor yield tile, like a lot of gold and not much hammers or food, then I'd probably consider settling on that a little bit more aggressively, so I'd be more interested in moving 1 to the right. Additionally, if this were like tundra or something, same type of deal. So maybe I settle in place here. Is this a freshwater tile? Can we tell? Is there a river running over there? Don't know yet. So the downside of settling more cities in 4 is that each of your luxury resources is now not going to contribute to each of your cities. You get, every time you improve an amenity like gypsum or any other, that's the only one we have on screen right now, you get 4 copies of that luxury that are distributed among us. I think the closest cities is how I believe that works. So we're going to have to, if we settle 8 cities, we're going to need at least 2 copies of every lux to keep our happiness up, and that might be a little bit challenging. Still, I think I'm going to move. I mean, this frees up the grass tile that we moved from. I think we're going to move 1 east. And just, I like these initial tiles. This is a nice 2-1 tiles aren't bad. That become 2-2 tiles. Those are totally fine. They become 2-2 with mining, which is a really, really early tech. We have stoneworks and sheep. It does put us a little bit further away from improving one of our gypsum, but we may just expand quite early, this plan. So, alright. A lot of dicking around with that, but here's our settle. Move next to cotton. That's cool. So that's 1 tile closer. We have horses there. And tea. We got actually fairly lucky with the resources behind the hills. They still would have been 3 tiles out, but we wouldn't have had them quite as quickly if we hadn't moved over. Alright. That said, what are we doing? I don't want to build holy sites early. So we will try for religion, but I'm not sure. Honestly, the religion bonuses haven't seemed very strong to me so far. The bonuses have seemed... Getting your own religion seems to cause a ton of conflict with AI, because every time you defend in range of their cities, when they're trying to missionary spam you or apostle spam you, it pisses them off every time you defend, and it decreases their religion and increases your religious pressure. So I'm not totally keen on that anyways for Wide Empire. We're already going to have more diplomatic issues because we're going to have more cities near them. However, there are a lot of the bonuses from religion are per city, so having more cities may make that stronger. But either way, I don't want to holy site too early because I want to get my settlements out first, and we'll get going from there. That said, what do I want early? Well, let's look at our tiles. This is a 2-2 tile. Putting a pasture on that makes it a 2-3 tile. That's pretty strong. This is a 3-1 tile. I believe a pasture makes that a 3-2 tile, which is extremely strong. Improving the stone from 2-1 to 2-2 is okay. And we're going to want irrigation, and we're going to want irrigation for both of our luxuries. It means we want to farm. My early game may look like something like, well, I'm going to want that early worker. So either way, I think pastures are going to be our best bet here in terms of the immediate resource that I want. I'm not going to be too worried about that granary quite yet, because normally I've been trying to grow to pop 6 to trigger early empire bonus, so I can get faster political philosophy. And although I still would like to do that, I'm a bit concerned that timing's not going to work out if I need to build a bunch of settlers early. Now, there is something to be said too, that this game, since you don't have national wonders unlike Civ 5, the timing on when you build your extra cities isn't quite as important to do it early, right? So in Civ 5, you're rushing for things like National College. There's a really, really important timing on your entire game, and that requires that you have all your cities build a library before you can build that National College. There's nothing like that in this game so far, so I don't have to have all of my cities build anything, which means I can place them at a later time and that will still be strong. The reason why I'm not going to try that this game, I may try that in a future game and see how that treats me. The reason why I'm not going to do that is because I'm probably going to get suboptimal city positioning if I do that. If I wait till much later and I'm on Pangea, the AI is going to settle towards me. And I suspect that they will take the spots that I want to take by settling towards me, which means that I won't get decent cities. And I may not want to plant later garbage cities. So, alright. A lot of talking. But we have some plans and we want to check those out. Let's get the scout out. I actually think probably the best for this would be Rome, but I don't want to play a second Rome game quite yet. Maybe in the near future. That was my favorite civ to play so far, followed by close second by Greece, because their early game bonuses are both so much fun. So right now, this is what we're going to go for. Get that scout out. We're working which tile? Oops. Yep, the sheep is the correct tile to work there. Awesome. I kind of want to scout this river system. And I kind of want to keep my warrior close to home. Rivers are extremely powerful to settle on in Civ 6. That immediate population bonus or housing bonus that you get for being adjacent to fresh water is huge. So, I mean, this is the biggest bonus you get from housing, until neighborhoods, which are, I believe, industrial era, right? Yeah. Which is just nuts. Okay. As I said, let's keep scouting this river. I've met Jerusalem. And actually that worked out really well moving 1 tile east, because we opened up the tile we can settle right here which still gets us all the gypsum, has a little bit of stone, a little bit of wheat, a couple of tiles that we can make into production tiles with lumber mills, and we can still settle 4 tiles from Jerusalem, 4 tiles from Arcat, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. So that's really good for us. Also, interestingly, we just picked up, we're not the first to meet them because our faith hasn't gone up. I think when we meet them first, oh no, I'm the first to meet them. So the bonus from religious city-states in general is 2 faith per turn in the capital, which is awesome because that means we can get our pantheon very quickly without having to invest in a social policy for that, or in a civics policy. What's the quest they want? Destroy the barb outpost within 5 tiles. That's a pretty doable quest too, although I don't really want to do that so early. But it would be nice to get another envoy with them. They have 2 warriors out already. Okay, here's a second copy of T. First Barb Scout has just showed up for us. Here's the other nice thing about Animal Husbandry. It does unlock archery too. Early game of Civ 6 seems to be very barbarian heavy. That guy will now go bring in more barbarian reinforcements. Just going to keep taking a look around here. Scout the easy stuff if we can. Found no goody huts yet. That is a little disappointing. First scout out. Decision. Builder would be fantastic for us, but it's quite a slow build. What are we working for our second citizen? Oh, see, I didn't pay any attention to when we grew. I would almost never work gold at this stage in the game. Almost certainly would have preferred to be working production right now. Delayed our scout by quite a bit. No notifications. I'm so used to EUI giving me notifications. Oh, actually, Civ 5 base game gives you notifications for the first couple population points so you can reassign citizens. Maybe I can make it prioritize that a little bit heavier. Can I prioritize 2 things at once? Growth and food? We'll try that and see where it grows to, because I really do not prioritize gold in the early game here. We'll play around with that, see if we can get some bonuses out of that. Builder in 10. The sooner we get that, the better that is. However, a second scout would be really nice right about now, especially if I'm trying to find land early, as well as a slinger, because we're going to have barbs showing up in a minute. We need 2 slingers to do any real fighting with barbs. Still 6 turns away. Maybe we build the builder. It's quite a long build, and then build 2 slingers immediately after. Let's cross the river. We do need to come back with this unit at some point. Cross the river again. Still no goody huts.
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when...
I don't want to do this quite yet. Let's take mining. No Eureka moments for those first 3 technologies. Mining. Discovered a new continent. See, that bonus is so weird to me. So what is the new continent? That's America. That's America. Where was the new continent we just discovered? Is there a continent filter? Yeah, there is. That's a new continent. Alright. It's exciting, I guess. Something there. I believe city state. I'd like to meet that. Cool. We first to get there. Trigger Eureka moment for irrigation. We can definitely do. Influenced just by me. Awesome. And I believe they are science, right? That's okay. Can get another city on this river with a second instance of cotton. This looks like this is the northern tip of the world, so let's head south. The scout. This terrain is so rough. It's going to be so slow for this warrior to go anywhere, and I do need him to come back my way. Alright, growing next turn. Let's see where it grows to. And actually, if I'd thought about this earlier, I would have purchased a tile here. Because that tile is better yield than the tile I'm working. Alright, we'll start bringing the warrior back. We're going to need to start defending against barbs. Let's cross the river. Silver over here. I can't settle river and get online. I could settle... No, I can't settle on cotton. I could settle across the river on the scout's location right now to get both silver and cotton in the city. Or even there, which is slightly better, but those are farther away. Alright, we're going to consider that.
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
Why do we have 2 military policies? I don't know why we have a second policy right now. Is there just a hidden bonus that Germany has a second military policy that I'm not aware of? What? Man, I'm pretty excited by that. It's awesome, but why? Let's find out. There's no... Make sure it's not city-states first, which is not, because both of these city-states don't give anything resembling extra bonuses for that. Provides you with strategic resources that have been revealed, but I don't have. That's fine. And automatically converts to the religion you founded when I get that. That's fine too. So where the hell is this extra policy coming from?
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking...
No, it does say right there, additional military policy slot. I've read that bonus 10 times and not seen that.
Your greatest quest.
Oh, okay.
From this early
I've just seen the 7 combat strength when attacking city-states. Alright.
Heroic Frederick.
Well, I think the military bonuses are actually the worst.
Your task is to forge the
But
independent
that's still cool, I didn't know that.
You into an empire. You are blessed to be a great military leader. Use those skills to bring these cities under your sway, so that they may develop into commercial and industrial powerhouses. Surely then the bards will...
And to be fair, the military bonuses aren't terrible. It's just that they tend to be a little bit weaker than the other ones, especially when we're fighting a prince level AI, right? So they might be a little bit better if it wasn't on prince. But at the moment, they tend to be fairly weak, just because the other more industrial oriented bonuses just seem to be better. Alright, a little bit weird on the goody huts. There have been none this game that we have found. Take Potter into archery. Maybe even just, well, yeah, we need to get a kill with the slinger to get the full bonus out of archers. We don't have a slinger out yet, so let's go north. I don't really want the scout scouting over here because I'm pretty sure the land ends right about there. And I want it to scout south and west, but Barb Trouble is forcing us back right now. Choose a pantheon. That's from meeting that religious city-state nice and early. +1 amenity. They have a holy district site adjacent to a river. Sounds like it would be quite good for a wide empire, except I don't really want to build a bunch of holy sites if I can avoid it. Production from marsh, oasis, and floodplain. It's interesting but not useful here. Have a couple pastures. The culture can always be good. That might help us with the fact we don't have a shrine. We are about to get our worker out. We could build that very early. Sounds nice. Faith from mines over luxury and bonus resources. That will be all of the gypsum, because that would be a mine. The silver will be mine. Silver a luxury resource? It is. So copper isn't, but silver is. So that's good. That could be a fair amount of faith per turn. Although it's not going to be immediate faith per turn because it's going to take a while to get going. +1 production from mines over strategic resources. Strategic resources, damn. Okay, that's not our other luxury resources then. +1 food from wine, incense, cocoa, tobacco, coffee, and tea. We have tea, and what was the other one we had around here? Cotton. Okay, that's not that useful. 25% production towards ancient classical military units. I could just go for that to help with this immediate early game. It's like 2 hammers or something, or 1.5 hammers or something. 50 faith from Barb Camp cleared. God of healing, increased healing near holy fertility rites, God of war, religious settlements, and Goddess of Harvest. No. So it's really going to be the ones that are calling to me right now. God of the Forge, and I do that for early game hammers, and then just ignore religion in terms of worrying about founding my own religion. Or try for kind of a more useful bonus where I get River Goddess, because I want to set all these river cities anyways. But I have to build a holy site, a district to a river. It's a little bit less cool. I don't really want to build holy sites in this game. Alright, we're going to go God of the Forge. I say that. The only other one that did kind of come into play was God of the Open Sky for the culture. We would have 2 immediate culture from that, which is the equivalent of building the monument, which doubles our culture in the very early game. There's no other culture tiles that's going to affect in the empire that I've seen thus far, but still might be nice. The culture of production. How much production are we making right now? We're making 8. Where did our pop grow to, by the way? Yeah, it's fine. 8 production so far. That's 2 hammers, and I'm going to be building a bunch of military units right now. No, I'm going to take that. I'd love the culture for something else, but we're going to go for this. Alright. Let's go get these pastures online. And we need slingers. Which should be getting a bonus towards. See, it says 8, but let's see what happens when it actually updates. Should be more than 8. Should be 10. Alright, why is my pantheon not actually doing anything? And what did we read wrong about it? Ancient and classical era military units. What, if any? Why is this not giving me bonuses for this? Or is it just not displaying? I didn't see overflow hammers on this, so it's harder to see. We can try it for our second one. Maybe we're just not able to try it for the first one. Let's bring the warrior east. More tea, more cotton.
It is not the mountain we come.
Mount Everest. Don't know this one yet. +1 faith. Missionaries, Inquisitors, and Apostles move next to ignore hills the rest of the game. Alright, not that great. We'll wait on our warrior. Let's move to there. Oh, a goody hut, finally. Finally a goody hut. That's our first one. Alright, so we increased our hammers by 2 over there. It's pretty big for the early game. Another warrior. Yeah, promotion on the scout. We'll deal with that in a moment. I should have taken that. Well, moved across the river. It doesn't actually matter if I do it this turn or not. Alright. I want to start doing damage with this slinger. It won't let me select it right now. Okay, so now we can tell though. So, also, why is my city just randomly... Okay, it's growing still. Let's grab another slinger. 35 base cost production. So maybe Do slingers normally cost 35, or is that a reduction? Always cost 35. Why will it not let me throw across the city? Oh, because the warrior's in the city. Ah, that's why it won't let me attack. That makes sense. But I wanted to see this. So it's 35 hammers, right? And we're making 10 per turn, and we're seeing it in 3 turns. We could have had overflow hammers, but this could also be that bonus kicking in, because really we should be making 12.5 hammers per turn. It's just not showing up as a modifier from the religious pantheon. Alright, taking archery. Should get that promotion now, next turn I suppose. One more hit there ought to kill it and give us the bonus. We'll just fortify with the warrior. I'm going to bring the worker over to the stone to improve next. Both my luxuries are here. Would be nice to do. Well, he ran off, so we couldn't get the kill. That's pretty irritating, because we want that archery boost before it's useless for us. Can we kill here? It says yes. Yeah, but it lied. What I'm worried about is this barb slamming into my unit and killing itself. Alright, let's take the promotion for hills. Another goody hut, although guarded by a spearman, which is a little bit painful. Okay, we can move here and not get zone of control, because strangely that's how this works. Except it did zone of control us. What? Oh, because it's a hill. It's fine. Let's do damage there. Move the warrior over. So it didn't zone of control, it just took 2 tiles, just took 2 moves to move into that. We're going to grab our 3rd slinger. And then we're going to start on probably another builder than a settler, but maybe settler builder, I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't want to take any more time into archery. We need a farm for this irrigation, but shit, I should have put that farm instead of a quarry for the last one. Grab astrology, it's cheap. Let's go here. This is a hill, so we can't really do much with this. I could kill this warrior. But I don't really want to quite yet, because I want to get the kill on the slinger for the bonus. 3rd slinger out. They're just running. It's so irritating. Alright, is the cotton considered rough terrain? Doesn't look like it is, so I can move and shoot with that. Once I've done that, I don't really care, because I get archery for free. Let's go ahead and do something with that. We have masonry boosted already, we could do that. That seems reasonable. Doesn't really matter the order here. We will take astrology, could be useful. I do want a religion, it's just I don't know how much I want to invest in it. They still want this camp cleared? No, they cleared their own camp. Bunch of junk down here. Let's move on to the hill. I am going to take the goody hut. 20 faith. Yeah, we already have pantheon though, so it's not that useful.
Every nation lives by exchanging.
Alright, it's probably a good place to cut the video. I'll see you guys in just a minute.